Fox News has officially announced that former White House Press Secretary Kayleigh Mcenany will join the network as a paid contributor. Now, of course, we all knew that was going to happen. Fox viewers love Kayleigh Mcenany. Kayleigh Mcenany is really good at lying. I mean, really, really exceptionally good at lying. I mean, really good. And also, the viewers love her because she apparently owns the libs or something like that. I keep seeing memes where she own the libs, own the Biden administration. How? But anyway, now the love that has been felt by the viewers, not exactly being felt everywhere else in the network. In fact, the Daily Beast again reports that some insiders within the network are less than thrilled about this entire thing. In fact, here's one of them, an insider, saying, quote, "It's truly disgusting they fired hardworking journalists who did care about facts and news reporting, only to turn around and hire a mini Goebbels whose incessant lies from the White House helped incite an insurrection on our democracy that got 5 people killed, including a police officer." Them strong words. Woof, mini Goebbels. Holy crap. Now, you might be wondering, right? Wait, were there actually hardworking journalists that worked at Fox News who cared about facts? And why weren't they fired within 2.5 seconds of actually doing their job? Okay, well, let me answer that a little bit. Fox News actually has 2 different divisions. I don't know if you know this. They've got straight news. So that's supposed to be their non-opinion programming. Now, straight news on Fox News obviously is more, has conservative bias, okay, and has a perspective. Okay, you know what? I'm actually fine with perspective. You know why? Because I do perspective. I do perspective on my show. It's from a blue collar, progressive perspective. That's. So I'm gonna have my own bias, but my own biases happen to line up with facts and information, and actually, facts and information inform my biases. And so, a little bit of a different thing than Fox News generally. Now, that's one side, and the other side, of course, is the opinion side, which is just unhinged, which is just Sean Hannity making up whatever he wants, Tucker Carlson essentially making up whatever he wants and being a actual, white supremacist. Now, the straight news shows, even though they've got a perspective, they've got a bias, they still have to accept reality to some extent. All right. And so now that source appears to be referring to a longtime political editor named Chris Stirwalt, who was fired back in January. Remember that story? Where, he was fired and purged from the network because he had the audacity to report on facts. He called Arizona for Biden during the election. Yep. Reporting on factual information, Arizona did indeed go for Joe Biden. And they're like, nope, unacceptable. Unacceptable. How dare you report on facts? This is supposedly the straight news guy. All right. And so the network got upset because, well, hardcore MAGA people had a meltdown. They exploded. All right. And so now this leads to the statement from the insider, quote, "Post-Trump Fox is quickly becoming a very scary place," as if it wasn't scary before, "and quite dangerous for our democracy." As if it wasn't dangerous before. Nothing what he's saying is really all that new or surprising to me, but nonetheless, they say it's not even conservative news anymore. They plunged into an alternate reality where extremist propaganda is the only course on the menu. Well, as I mentioned, Fox News has always been conservative propaganda, pro-Republican. That hasn't really changed. They've always pushed, conspiracy theories. In fact, I remember years before Trump got elected, where you had Donald Trump on Fox News saying, Obama birth certificate, where is it? I got somebody in Hawaii right now. I got an investigator. He's looking for that birth certificate. So don't tell me that, oh, it's just because of Trump being president. Now Fox News has crossed the line. Now they're dangerous. They've been delegitimizing Democratic presidents for over a decade, at least. And so, yes, were they described as as pro-Republican propaganda? Yeah. Look, Fox News was created by Roger Ailes to basically be for the Republican Party. This is news for Republicans. And then slowly over the years, they built this alternative reality bubble, that has gone crazier and crazier and crazier. And so now it's led a lot to the polarization that we have in this country now. And so, to be fair, though, while they had conspiracy theories before, during the era of Trump, it actually ramped up quite a bit, while the level of discourse on Fox News actually decreased in the Trump era. So, it has gotten worse. It has gotten worse. Now, another Fox staffer told the Daily Beast the decision to hire McEnany was, quote, upsetting. Quote, so many good people are out of a job now, and I'm sure she'll get a huge contract. The staffer said, adding that ultimately the hiring makes no sense. It does make sense since so many Fox viewers love McEnany. Quote, it bothers me that it's basically a slap in the face to the hardworking journalists that value real news and facts, but it also doesn't surprise me because they have shown that they don't give a damn about facts and real news. A third staffer lamented that there is no objectivity in this business anymore. Quote, it's a self-serving profiteering enterprise, adding that McEnany was hired because of name recognition, notoriety, and obvious willingness to say anything her employer desires. All of that, of course, is absolutely true. However, again, I feel like it's been this way for a long time. Not just because of Trump, but for a very long time. I mean, for decades, it started with conservative talk radio, by the way, that spread and spread and spread. Rush Limbaugh, the late Rush Limbaugh, I love saying that. He's the one who really kind of started this whole thing and helped build up to the modern conservative, media environment. And that same environment helped boost up Donald Trump. And so all of that stuff ultimately comes from those few in Limbaugh and all the rest, and added to Fox News and Glenn Beck. Remember that guy? And now it's online on YouTube, everywhere else. It's not a surprise. They created this complete alternative media reality that millions of people now live in and breathe it in. And so they're consuming this news, so-called news, every single day. And Fox News, what are they going to do? They're a corporation, so they're like, we're going to lean into that. MSNBC leaned into corporations. Fox News leaning into conspiracies. And that's what it is. And of course, it's all about money. It's all about businesses. They are a corporation. MSNBC is a corporation. All of our news from mainstream media outlets is all corporate. And yeah, that is one of the big problems. And so now another one of the problems is the Republican Party in general. All right. And right now, since Fox News was created to serve the Republican Party and the current Republican Party is Donald Trump, well, I mean, what are you going to do? Your Fox News, you're going to lean into it. Of course they are. Now, does that turn off some conservatives? Yeah, it does, but not nearly enough. And that is another one of the big problems. Okay. Fox News helped build out Trump. It helped condition viewers to accept baseless conspiracies, to own the libs at any price. And they're just reaping what they've sown. Not to blame staffers, by the way, who are, or everybody else who works at Fox. I mean, yes, you can definitely blame the producers, maybe, the on-air talent, so-called talent, of course. But I'm not going to blame the hairdresser. You got to have a job, right? But at some point, you got to know that you're working at a bad place, or got to realize it. And I think that's what happened here. I mean, Shinra employees, they knew they were working for a bad corporation that was literally killing the planet. They knew, but hey, man, got to pay the rent, right? Got to pay the rent. They knew they were working for a terrible company. And I think at this point, these staffers finally just, like, the dam burst. There was just so much, I think, guilt. Like, I know people that work for defense contractors. They know they're working for the bad guys. They know. They're like, what can I do? Like, capitalism, I got to pay the rent. I got to, pay the bills. I got to eat. And so, I mean, that's the situation. But at some point, you just get so fed up with the bullshit that you have to call it out. It just really shows how bad it's really gotten, especially since, by the way, the Capitol insurrection, which really was the big moment. Now, one more quote here from the last staffer. It's just short and sweet. All right. He's going to end this all by saying, quote, "The viewers are morons." This is what Fox News thinks of its own audience. Wait, you don't think Sean Hannity also thinks his viewers are idiots? Or Tucker Carlson? Of course they do. They know the game. Well, okay, to be fair, there are some Fox hosts that do literally buy their own, they get high off their own supply, right? They buy their own bullshit. Lock, stock, and barrel. But, I think most of them, the real savvy ones, like Tucker Carlson knows. Tucker Carlson knows that he's lying, that he's basically pandering to white supremacists. But that's what he's doing. And he does it because people tune in. He's one of the highest rated shows, might be the highest rated show on Fox News, or, on cable TV overall, at least when it comes to news and politics. And so they give it to you because you like it. And so they hire Kayleigh Mcenany, who is a well-known, renowned liar, to come lie to you because you like it. You eat it up. They're giving you exactly what you want, so you keep tuning in and giving them money. And that's why I do say the modern conservative movement is made up of two different types of people. You got the grifters, you got the marks. You might want to take a little while to think about which one you are if you're watching Fox News. If you enjoyed this video, please give us a like and share with your friends. You can subscribe and help out the channel by becoming a patron. It's patreon.com/Jeff Waldorf, or you can become a channel member as well by hitting the join button below.